Peace and black family. Welcome to another episode of Be Not Radio. Place for now. This is your host, Knowledge Worldwide. I'm here, back by popular demand, for another Black Business Spotlight with
Huh?
an amazing, multi-talented author and artist. So let's welcome back to the platform, Miss Genisha Morton. How you feel?
I am well. How are you? Thank you again for this opportunity. I am excited. Tomorrow is a big day for me, and looking forward to celebrating 2 years as an author.
2 years, 800 books,
Okay, 800. Let's not say
800
that too
books,
loud, because then,
700 books on the way.
okay, we are a little staticky, so I missed your question. I apologize.
I was just joking. I said 800 books published, 700 more on the way. Well, how many books do you have published to date? Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can, yes.
Okay. I said, well, how many books do you have published to date?
As of today, um, I don't know. I have to look, but I think it's about 47. It might be less, a little less than that. I have to check Amazon and see exactly what number that is. Let me see. I can.
So that's around like 2 books a month for the last 2 years.
Okay, I will say it's between 38 and 47, but I can verify it in a minute.
Oh, that's cool. We can go with that. So I'm just looking at the averages. That's like 2 books a month for the last 2 years. Or 4 books a month for like the last 2 years. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah.
I was saying that's about an average of 2 books per month that you wrote for the last 2 years.
Yes, sir. The majority of them for this year, um, I became more determined to actually do something instead of just have a good idea or story in my head. I just said I'm going to write them as I get them.
So you wrote the majority of those books this year is what you're saying.
And still writing. I have a lot more coming. So
Okay. So I really want to talk about this event tomorrow that you got going on, this magnificent event. Can you tell us again what's going on? What's the haps? Everything that's going on that you can share with us tomorrow.
sure. Tomorrow I am celebrating my second anniversary as an author. I am going to showcase the new arrivals. There will be some games and prizes and giveaways and all that good stuff. And I will also share the story of how I got started and what's keeping me going. I will be available if anyone is interested in writing their own story or getting their own book out there and they just feel stuck or I'm too old or I don't know where to start or whatever the excuse is. So I'm there to offer my assistance. And we're going to have fun. I love to have fun.
And yesterday we didn't get the chance to talk about it, but you have some music coming out in 2021. You gonna bless us with some harmonies, some melodies, and stuff. Okay, how about now? Can you hear me now?
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
It's still staticky. I wish I could use my computer.
So y'all see this event going on tomorrow, celebrating 2 years as an author, hosted by Miss Tammy T. Poe, CEO Professionally Sassy LLC. This is Saturday, December the 5th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Cost $25, includes registration, two books, and a gift card. Okay, so we don't want to miss this opportunity to celebrate a milestone in authorship. Sister wrote about close to 50 books here and counting. So let's support her. Let's show her some love. Let's spread the word to as far and as wide as we can for this magnanimous
Okay.
event that will take place tomorrow, December the 5th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can. I just got back in, so I may have missed the beginning of the question.
I was
But
just
if but again, tomorrow is a celebration. It is an accomplishment because it's someplace I thought I would never be. Um, I have an awesome mentor, a really good friend who has walked me through all of the steps and how to be where I am right now. It's funny because your whole life people tell you you should do this, and well, I've heard I should write, and I just never paid attention to it. And so I'm grateful that I'm actually doing it now.
okay, okay, okay. So if I can ask, you know, the abridged version of what keeps you going, what keeps you writing, what keeps you motivated, and how do you encourage others to write? I know you're probably gonna have to tell them tomorrow, but I would appreciate a little bit today.
Okay. So what keeps me going is not wanting to stay in the same dark place that kept me from moving in the first place. I know there are a lot of what ifs that tend to bug people. What if people don't buy the story? What if people don't like me? What if all of those negative things? But what if it is great? And I said, what if I spend my whole life being afraid and never knowing what I could have done if I didn't just step out and do it? So, you know, what keeps me going is thinking about what if this is the story that can change someone's life, and because of fear, I just don't do it and they miss it or whatever. So I say, I can't not write. I can't not do this anymore. I have to keep going.
Okay, okay. I'm sure the people will get, you know, the whole story tomorrow. So I was just glad to get a little glimpse into your motivation and your aspirations as a writer. And I was asking earlier about some music that you said is coming up in 2021. Is that true, or am I making it up?
No, it is my goal to produce at least a single of a song I wrote when I was about 15 or 16 years old. And it is still my testimony to this day. So I am I am working on getting that put down by next year, prayerfully in the summertime around my birthday. That would be nice.
Okay, okay. You gonna have a summer party?
A summer, who? A summer party?
Yes, a summer party.
Hopefully, if Corona and them go away, just stay away and don't ever come back no more. around these here parts. I appreciate that. But yeah, I really would like to have some kind of a nice birthday celebration. I haven't been able to celebrate for real, in some years. So
Okay.
that would be awesome.
When is your birthday?
My birthday is August 3rd. Uh, that is the beginning of my new year, as my mentor would like to say. And these numbers just keep getting bigger. But um, but it is August 3rd, and hopefully I'm working with my sons who are amazing people. So I said if we work on this one song and get this one single out, then we could work on the others. I have a lot of them. So I'm looking forward to it. I did want to complete my writing goal first so that I could focus on the music. That's why I said next year.
Okay. So what's the writing goal?
By December 31st, it is my goal to have published 150 books.
How many books?
150.
50 books. That's a lot of books.
It is. I should be at the halfway mark, if not a little. I should be at the halfway mark already. I believe. I really have to go back and count. I stopped counting because then I felt like that was slowing me down. So um, I should know something. Well, no, not this weekend because I should know something soon. But I should be at the halfway mark there. I'll probably
That's
go
a,
through and count today. Now that I'm thinking about it.
that's a good goal. That is a great goal. And I support you. And I know you're gonna do it. I'm be cheering at the finish line like you did that. You know.
I am excited. I'm just like, wow. And I keep getting stories, so I don't run out at all. So I'll probably still even be writing next year.
So what about people who run into writer's block, or they say, well, how can you write so much? Where do you find all of this inspiration to keep writing and, these stories and stuff like that? What about those people?
I say write anything. If it makes sense or not, it will come to you eventually especially if you keep writing. Start anywhere. There have been times where I had a title of a story and didn't know what happened in the story until I wrote the title down, or vice versa. I'll have a whole story and won't have a title until the end. Or sometimes I'll get the end of the story at the beginning and or the middle, and I'll just write it down. And then once you write that down, you're like, oh no, this happened. This shouldn't happen right now. This should happen later. Or you'll find that okay, this is not going to work for this story, but I'll keep it because it's somewhere, and then you'll get that story and you'll write it down and you'll keep it. So
Did
just
you ever
write
write a
write
story
anything. That did what?
that started off one way and you changed it a whole nother way?
I did, and I found out if you change a story and your characters are not telling you, because your characters will tell you what the story is.
Mm.
And I used to think Tyler Perry was crazy when he was like, I let the characters tell me the story. I was like, what are you talking about? But I get it now because if you don't write the story they're telling you, it won't work. I have tried to rewrite the story that when I got to the part I didn't like, and the whole page deleted. It disappeared. Everything I wrote from the time I got to the part where I didn't like it up until, and it was some good stuff. I was like, yes, this could be a nice ending story. It doesn't have to have all these crazy mean parts in it. All that stuff got deleted, and I had to literally start over and tell the story the way it was being given to me. So listen to your characters, listen to what's in front of you, write the story you would want to read. So if it's interesting to you, it'll 9 times out of 10 be interesting to someone else. And just follow the flow. It may be a flow that you don't like. It may have some things happen that you don't like, but somebody needs to hear it the way you're writing it so that they can deal with their issues or relate and they can see that they can overcome too. So
Are you going to get into publishing also, or are you already there?
I do my own publishing for myself. I do offer those services for others if they want to. I will look into being a publisher probably in the next couple of years and seeing what all that entails because I don't know all of the ins and out yet. Um, Still learning how to be a self publisher. So once I get some more knowledge under my belt, I will probably look into it.
Okay, okay. 150 books. Putting out an album next year. You said
Yeah,
you're gonna be busy. You are going to
yeah, it
be
is.
busy.
And doing what I love to do. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's amazing. So this event, the cost is $25, and the registration you get 2 books and a gift card.
Yes, 2 books of your choice, and I am working on the gift cards, but there will definitely be a gift card. I would like for it to be a Chick-fil-A gift card because that's the place of my heart. But I'm also looking into like doing Visa gift cards just in case people don't want to buy food. I thought about that. And
So for
there's
the
not a whole right now, but one day I'm gonna pass out a whole bunch of stuff and it's gonna be good.
for the people that are out there that are still reading, are they reading books, or are they using the Kindle, or are they listening to books? What are your readers doing to get your
I
book?
like I like to. I've sold ebooks. I've sold the actual physical book. I have to record audio. I'm going to look into to doing audio, but I really want my son to read for me because his voice is awesome. So, and I may see if about reading, recording my own books. I just have to adjust to listening to myself being recorded. I know it's weird, but I don't like my voice recorded for some reason.
Welcome to the club. And I got 2,000 shows and counting. Let me tell you something. I look and I listen. I say, who is that?
Yeah, I have to get over it because it's going to be recorded when I sing. It's going to be recorded when I
Right,
speak.
right,
So I have to get over. But I cringe. I'm like, why? So, but I will look into audio. I really because I like all three. I really like my favorite is to have the book in my hand, and I love the smell of the new pages, and there's just something about having the book in my hand that it's just comforting. I can have my snack, and I see me sitting in my reader nook in my brand new home, just reading my favorite books, whatever they are. So, but I don't mind the audio for when I'm cleaning and or just working out or whatever, and I can't really hold the book. And then I don't mind a Kindle or sometimes you just don't want to pack all those books in your bag, and you want to be able to just pull out one device and go to whatever book. So I like them all.
yeah. If I'm studying or researching, I want the book. I want the book because it's like a total body engagement. But if I'm doing something else and I just want my subconscious to hear it, put some headphones on and you hear it, you know.
Yeah,
So it's just different engagements at different times for me. But that in depth, there's a voice that you hear when you're reading, for me anyway. I hear the characters, as you said, they speak to you, they speak to me in their voice. And then it's a point where they speak to me in the author's voice, like the author becomes the narrator. I hear their voice, whether I ever met them or heard them before, somehow the mind tunes into that and goes into that space. So then it becomes questions when listening to, well, reading the book, you know, listening to the author's voice, you know, authentically.
I've
This is
done
why I
that
love
one.
to hear authors talk about the story behind the book. You know, each book has a story unto its own, aside from the story. You know,
Yeah, I get it.
so what
Let's
were some of
see.
your favorite books to write? Let me act like some people in the audience tomorrow. Out of all of your books,
Some of my favorite ones that I've written. One is called Always Open. I'm actually looking into going back into that book and putting more into it. I just love the story where there is a young lady, her parents abandoned her at her grandparents' house. I believe it was her mom's parents, and they took off and did their thing. And her her grandparents were already elderly when she was born, but they took her and raised her and got her to college. And they had some health struggles, and it was her dream to take care of them. So she didn't think much of it at the time, but she would always learn how to cook from her grandma because her grandma would be like, "You got to cook for your pawpaw sometimes, and he likes his lunch at 12 o'clock, and he likes it a certain way and a certain thing, and you can't be not 1 minute late." And so she would always teach her as she was growing how to cook. And when her grandmother became ill, she didn't really want to go to school. She wanted to stay and take care of her. But she goes to school and she has this idea to have this restaurant. And she thought about it because she lived in a small town I want to say in Mississippi. I believe it was Mississippi. And a lot of the people struggle financially because there weren't a lot of jobs and there weren't a lot of opportunities. So she said if she builds this restaurant, then she can create those opportunities for those people while she provided for her grandmother's care. Unfortunately, her grandmother passes away without her knowledge, and she doesn't find out until she gets home. Um, after graduation. And so she started the restaurant where she was, and it took off. So she didn't get home as quickly as she thought she was going to get there. And then by the time she does, that's when she discovers her grandmother has passed on, and her grandpa is stubborn and cute and old. And so he sees the restaurant and he starts fussing about how uh, everybody's trying to take over and put up all this new stuff, and they don't need all this new stuff. And she becomes hesitant about telling him it's her restaurant. And she said, "Well, it'll help people get jobs, Grandpa, and it'll help them with this." And he was like, "Oh, they're just trying to make money. These big corporations are trying to take over our little town." So she just let him fuss um, about it and didn't say anything. Um, and some other things take place where someone she used to date found her and was trying to get back into her good graces because he cheated on her. So she goes through many, many changes building this chain in her town finally. But there's a lot of good stuff that happens. There may be a few things that are not so good that happens, but you have to read the rest of it to find out. Did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Oh, so that's one of my favorites. I like telling stories that where people are who may have been taken advantage of or neglected come out victorious. Like there's one I wrote called uh, I forgot what it was called, but it was about a guy who is mentally challenged and he falls in love for the first time with a woman who takes advantage of the fact that he's mentally ill. And she uses him for his money, basically, and she takes the money and gives it to her boyfriend. But it doesn't end badly, so you gotta read that one to see how God shows up for him. I
Sound
think it's
like some
called,
movies right here.
yeah, She Broke His Heart, is what it's called. And he had a good friend at work that looked out for him. This one is actually based on a true story.
Mm.
So, yeah, and I wanted him to get some serious revenge for what was done to him. So I said I was going to write it into my story. But it works out well for him. So let's see what other ones. The first trilogy that I wrote, I actually did like it. It's just that it was so close to home and had so many places that kind of touched me personally. It was hard to like writing that story or those stories. So I'm still adjusting. And many people, it's when I first got started and was sharing uh, especially book one, was saying that I was telling their story and I had no clue that I was doing that. So it eventually became one of my favorites, but it didn't start off that way.
So what changed in order to make it, one of your favorites?
The fact that I was able to help someone else, uh, and it didn't become about, it was no longer about me or how it made me feel, but how it liberated someone else and helped them to get through some personal struggles of their own. So
So how
it
did
made me
meeting?
feel
Go ahead.
safe. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you saying?
No, no, it's okay. You weren't finished, so I'll wait till you finish.
Oh, no, I'm done. That was it.
So how did meeting Miss Tammy impact you as a person and you as a writer?
Oh my gosh, she has this saying where she says she annoyingly loves you into greatness. And it's true. And she is the first person who, I believe, yeah, who's really just stuck with me, like just not, didn't walk away, didn't leave, didn't do anything, and will hold you to your whole word and not let it go. And one of the first people to believe that I could do something. And it felt good to hear someone say, you can, and not, are you sure? This is not too big for you. You know, you don't have to do all that and all that stuff. It was, yeah, you can, and yes, you will. And so, what are the deadlines? Okay, this is what we're going to do. So, it felt good to have somebody like that in my corner and showing me how to do stuff. Because when I published the first book, I was like, yay. And she said, okay, so the next thing we're going to do, I was like, there's the next thing. I thought once you published the book, that was it. So she showed me the afterlife of when you're done writing and it's published, and how to promote and how to get it out there and how to work on the next one. So it's cool.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. So before we wrap it up, let's talk about this a bit one more time. I had this thing on the screen the whole time, so whoever tunes in, they can get a chance to see where they need to be at tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from anywhere in the universe. Okay?
Right. The event is virtual because of course, of Corona and them cutting up, and I wanted to make sure that people weren't endangered or in any danger of getting sick. So I turned it completely virtual. Once you register, I send you the Zoom link that you will be on invited to, and you'll be able to log in and see the event from there. And like I said, we're going to have a good time. I'm going to have a couple of contests, probably just a dance contest, because that's, again, a tradition for us. In our family, we always have a dance contest. We do nothing without a dance contest. And there will be some trivia to see how well you know the author. And then I will also share the full story of how I got started and where it all came from or where I came from so that you can get more familiar. And then I will announce the new things that I have coming up. So you can look forward to more uh, more events with me and more books from me, and prayerfully somebody will be in the work for a movie, because I really would like to take that first trilogy and turn it into a movie. One of my sons is good at that too. God has really blessed me with some talent.
Okay, one more final message before we go. Give us some words of empowerment, some words of encouragement, some of them pearls and jewels of wisdom that you have in that creative brain space before we go.
Well, I know many people say, I've heard many people say, yeah, I need to write a book. I got a book in me, or I need to do this, that, or the other, whatever their thing is. And then they follow that up with a but, and then a whole bunch of excuses. And I just want to say, you'll never get anywhere if you don't start moving. So you can have a whole lot of dreams, a whole lot of ideas, a whole lot of things you want to do. But if you don't start moving, you're not going to get there. It's like if I needed to go to the store for some items, but if I never left the house, I'm still saying I need to get to the store. So start moving, keep moving forward, and don't stop moving until you get where you're going.
Where people can reach you on social media as well.
They can. I am at facebook.com/author Genisha Morton. I am also on Twitter. It's Cam Kalisa. That's KAM as in Mary, KAL as in Larry, ISA. And Instagram as Mysterious Blue 2. I may even tell how I got that name. That's quite interesting. Let's see. I believe that's it. I'm still learning how to use my LinkedIn, but I'm there too, so you may see me. I just haven't really built that page yet.
Well, I definitely thank you for coming on again. I might have to have you on again sometime next week because I'm gonna want to know how the event went for you. I'm gonna be in the building, but I definitely want to know how the event was for you, taking it in and doing your thing out there.
Okay, that sounds good. Some of that did get lost in the static, but I look forward to it. I'm
All right.
excited about.
Well, you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again for your time.
Okay.
All right, y'all. We out of here. Cool.
Yeah, yeah. Now we gonna tell them that in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? No more. This man mind is open. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a African. I'm a. Let's get
And
back
that
to
motive
the
is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.